Okay, so let's take a look at how you can set up the Ghost CMS on Google Cloud Platform. So we'll be making use of Google Compute Engine and then create that Ghost CMS on a VM. So first thing, make sure to get your Google Cloud account, then set up a project and also add the billing. Once you have both those things, you would be able to set up your own VM from that point onwards. Also, once you log in, you will have dashboard that looks like this, and then you can click on Compute Engine. So here, Compute Engine, you can take a look at VM instance. Right, so once you take a look at your VM instance, you will be able to add the metadata where we can find it. Okay, so here it is, settings, metadata, and within metadata we can also add SSH key so that we can log in. So in my case, I have one such key here. Now we will return to VM instance. Now here we have to click on create instance button at the top, or here at the bottom you can see blue one. So click on create instance, then we will be taking a look at Ghost CMS. So we may have to check the marketplace for that, right? So from this left hand side sidebar, choose the marketplace. Right, and once you pick the marketplace, our goal is to pick Ghost CMS, right? So let's wait for it to load. We also need to filter our search to CMS, and also we have to pick the free price. So as you can see, free price, and we will be also making change to CMS, right? So let's scroll a bit more, blog and CMS. Here we will have to find Ghost, right? So the moment we make our selection, at the configuration side it will also try and adjust to the minimal required. So here as you can see, Ghost CMS, so it will load up. If we click on launch, it will add the respective configuration. Let's take a look at the pricing. As you can see, by default usage fee is 0. VM instance will have some specific cost. To CPU 8 GB memory has a cost. So what we can do is we will see if we can reduce this to 4 GB or so, and see if that reduces the cost. Click on launch once you find the Ghost CMS, and let's then continue to our VM instance. Right, so click to configure. It will check for APIs. So if there is any API not allowed, then we will have to revise. So considering everything is allowed, we will move to our deployment. So that would be dev ghost. Right, now that's the new name for my deployment. Here I can also change the zone. If I can, I will just go to US West or some other possible zone. No change in price. Based on what I can see, I can change the machine type to 4 GB memory. As you can see, this reduced the price. Right, it is E2 series, so it is good enough for me. Next is boot disk. I have 20 GB of space, persistent disk. Then also have option to allow traffic from HTTP HTTPS. I can ignore the stack driver for now. Right, now this is the instance where we have certain items installed. Operating system remains the Debian, then MySQL, Nginx and Node.js 14 installed with this particular stack. You can optimize even further by going to 1 CPU and 4 GB memory, but that would give you slow performance, and that is pretty much visible in your access of this particular deployment. After that, once I hit the deploy, it will go into deployment mode. On the right hand side, it will show you some username and password which you can go with so that you can access, right? So currently we will have some specific price per hour, and overall per month will be this, right? So what we can do is we can let it deploy and let's see where it goes. It may take a bit of time, so we will wait. So here you see Ghost MySQL user. I can, so user and password I can copy. So the user is user and MySQL has this password. Once we go through all this, we will also be getting our own password for entire instance. So let's wait for that. Here you can see that instance is accessible. Once everything goes, we will also get an IP to check. So I'll just copy this password just in case. Here you can see this is the MySQL username and password, right? However, our admin URL and site address is pending, so let's wait for that. You can also view the details. So I'll be skipping this one and wait for deployment to finish. Now you will get the idea that your deployment is complete. You will get your site address here. There is also admin. As you can see, it has ghost and this password. Instance is listed here, so we'll be going there. First we will take a look at our instance in site address. So if we check this IP, it will show you the ghost setup, right? And if we check the posts, that is also visible here, and if we click on subscribe, it should be available too. So now your instance of ghost is on your own instance on GCP, right? And now what we will do is we will take a look at admin URL. So right click and open a new tab. Here you'll see you don't have access because we need to click sign in. Here we will have to use our own email in order to get in. Meanwhile, you also have access to its MySQL user and temporary password, right? So once everything is done, you can get started with Ghost. Here you can see login to admin panel, so we can click on it. It still says page not found, but we may have to get its backend. So create an account. Please visit the link admin URL to create an account on your site. Change the temporary password, and it will also assign external IP to instance. Now I want to access the backend, so I will use SSH in browser. So considering this is Debian based, we can take a look at what we have, right? So we can take a look at some of the commands like lscpu, lsblk and others, so that should give you an idea, right? So once you have your SSH key for virtual machine, you are good to go with, right? So that will give you an idea how to set your ghost CMS. And let's see if it gives me access. lscpu, and there you go, we don't have access. It will show you what's available. Then lsblk, it shows you the disk, right? Then sudo, and there must be some code which should be allowing us. So dmid code should be there, and -t, then system. Hit enter and you have your system information, Google Compute Engine, right? So that's also one more thing. And finally, let's take a look at memory, how much it is free and what's available, right? So pretty much we do have access to backend through SSH. We just have to create our admin account and we are set up with Go CMS, right? Now we can also take a look at its instance on cloud. Currently it shows the deployment. As you can see, these two are the deployment. Now what I can do is I can open Google Cloud Compute Engine and I will able to access VM instance. So go through menu, right, and there we will take a look at pinned items through computer engine and then VM instance, right. And once you access all of that, then you are good to go, right. Here you see your current Ghost VM instance. So if I extend this, it should show you the details of network configuration, basic information, machine, and so on. You also have an external IP that will point to Ghost, right, and your current image of Ghost is also listed in disk. So we have everything set up. We can also verify what's possible, what's not. And let's see, if I want to get rid of this particular VM instance, I will select this, click delete, and it will start the deletion. Once it gets deleted, I'll also return to deployments area, select this, everything will be selected, and then I can click delete so that there won't be any remnants, just like this. Previously WordPress was remnant here, so I'll be removing everything from that part, right. So let's take a look at this to get deleted. It will take a minute or two to see it deleted. Now I have also clicked for deletion of these two, and once that's deleted, we are pretty much free from the resources being used on Google Cloud. So you get the idea how to set up your Go CMS instance on Google Cloud's Compute Engine VM.